What is going on, guys? They came back with another video, another RPG Maker games discussion, and today's game is going to be uh, Pearl Rising. This is a RPG Maker MG game, a demo. I found it on itch.io, so you can get it on itch. So let's go ahead and talk about the score and why. You may be wondering why there's a 0 in one of the categories. So I go over the category once again, so you can know mapping, story, inventing, pacing, music, characters, mechanics, and my score. And then you have the final score, and then the stars. So, let's start with the mapping. So I'm gonna load up the game and show you what the mapping is like. Let's use one of my older save files. Let's use this one. Overall, the mapping is probably the best thing about this game. Is the mapping. So yeah, the mapping is overall the best thing we have going for the game. The use of tile sets, the modern tile sets, the overall, you know, the atmosphere, the parallax, the weather effects, the animation that's being played in some of the games. Overall, the game is very, very good to look at. You don't normally see these kind of modern settings in RPG Maker games anymore, or sci-fi settings in RPG Maker games anymore. It's mostly fantasy, medieval fantasy, or just fantasy mixed with some sci-fi, but it's not really done well in a lot of these RPG Maker games. But yeah, so overall the game looked good. The best thing about the game is its visuals. Now the next section is the story. The story, can't really say much because I don't even remember much about the story. There was the opening cutscene, but I guess I could show you what the opening cutscene is like. So let's go ahead and show you that. It's actually pretty good. It's actually what sort of sold me on wanting to try out the game. But that's all it had going for it, is the opening cutscene. So let's click new game and show you a little bit of the opening cutscene and a little bit of the story. 17 years ago, annihilated humanity. So basically, your usual story that revolve around reclaiming humanity or fight for humanity against some sort of supernatural force that basically took out humans, whatever. So the usual reclaim Earth, reclaim humanity. So this is basically the opening cutscene. Really well done. Not gonna show you all of it. If you want to see the rest of it, you gotta play the game for yourself, the demo. But yeah, so that's the story. Basically, reclaim Earth from the supernatural force. So not really too deep. I didn't play much of it. I played about an hour, 30 minutes or so. Around 30 minutes or so of the game. But yeah, that was enough to get me to know what the game is about. The eventing, I would say the eventing is pretty, you know, straightforward, average RPG Maker eventing. Not too, you know, not too great or bad, just average, your usual standard eventing that people do in RPG Maker game. A lot of people's eventing are the same. However, if there's more cutscenes, like the opening cutscene, then I can probably put it at a 4 or 5. But just that opening cutscene alone with the standard RPG Maker eventing with the overall character movement or dialogue or overall cutscene, how the cutscene flows, yeah, it's just 3 for right now. And the next thing we have is the pacing. The pacing, I didn't play much of the demo, but the pacing seems to be alright. However, there's an issue with the pacing is that there's one direction with the story, but each map have their own story. So you don't know which story is first, which story is last, because it can all be done out of order. I don't know if that's intentional. You go to this location and this happen, and then you go to that location and this happening. But yeah, that location I went into earlier when I was showing you the mapping and talking about the mapping, I didn't even know that was in a location that had an event, but it did have an event. So the place I'm at right now with my other save file is another event. Or maybe it's another event. Maybe it's just some random building with a side story or whatever. But I don't know, because the story isn't flowing well with the eventing. But overall, the map looked great. The game looked great. Now we're getting to the red, the zero, the music. And you're probably wondering why there's a zero. Is it RCP music? Is it default music? No. It's a zero because the developer decided to use for this demo, or maybe they're using it for the full game. I don't know why they would do it, but they're using it anyway. They are using Final Fantasy VII music. So far, I only heard Final Fantasy VII music. Maybe they use some other games music, or maybe use some anime music, but I don't know. But overall, it's Final Fantasy VII music, which, in my opinion, is the dumbest thing you should do, is use copyrighted music, especially from other video games or official video games. There are so many other music out there you can choose, but you decided to use this one game. In my opinion, that's overrated. Final Fantasy VII, great soundtrack, but why in an RPG Maker game? Unless it's a fan game, don't do it. Even then, I still would have recommended it. But yeah, it's a zero because they use Final Fantasy VII music and probably some other copyrighted music that I haven't run into yet. And the music choices that they use don't even flow well with the themes, or the event, or the story. So it makes no sense. So it's a zero. Next is characters. I mean, not much I can say about the characters. There wasn't anything that would basically tell you what the characters are, who they are, how they are, where they come from, their backstory. There's none of that in the demo so far. In the first part of the demo so far. Oh, I only played for 23 minutes. That's even less than I thought. Then again, I had to constantly reload my save file because the balancing isn't really that good. But yeah, the characters don't even know much about the main character. What's her name? Pearl. Don't know much about her, other than the fact that she's going around the city, saving people, going somewhere. Basically, the demo didn't leave much of a good impression for the first almost 30 minutes of me playing it. So yeah, now for the mechanic is a 3. The battle system is actually good, but it's what you should expect from RPG Maker. Your usual, you know, standard battle system. I guess I can show you some of it. You got on-screen encounter, and you got the turn order. Now, here's the thing. Here's why it says 3 and not anything above a 3. And that is because everybody that use RPG Maker, MV or MG, have to use the same plugin. You play one of them, you play them all. You got the weakness, you got the side view, Octopath Traveler style UI, and then you got the turn order or whatever. Like, it's all the same. You played one, you play them all. There's no uniqueness with the UI or mixing different battle system plugins together to create something. It's the same thing. I'd rather have something that is just standard turn-based than have something that's basically another RPG Maker game with the Octopath Traveler battle system. Like, it was good for the first several games, but now everybody's using it. Get rid of it. Stop using it. There's so many different UI or battle HUDs and battle system you can use, but whatever. Mechanic wise, it's good. However, there's some balancing issues. There is some extreme balancing issues in this game. But overall, the animation looked great. The battle system flows well. Just standard, average RPG Maker battle system. And then we go to my score. So, my score is a 2. This would have been a 3. However, the music killed it. The music score killed it for me, so it's a 3. I mean a 2. So yeah, it's a 2.5, 2 stars. The lowest rated score I have on this. But it's not the lowest rated game score that I ever given this game. I still need to add some of those other RPG Maker games that I played, demos that I played. I might go ahead and, start adding a lot of them that I played in the past. But yeah, so far for this list, this is the lowest of them all. And yeah, this is Pearl Rising. The demo's on it. I'm gonna leave the link to it in the description where you can check it out yourself. Overall, the game did not impress that much. However, if they decided to use different music and not Final Fantasy VII music, this probably would have been a 3.5 or maybe even a 4, depending on the music that they decided to use. whether it's free music, royalty free music, or maybe even DLC music. It probably would have been between a 3.5 to a 4. But no, they decided to use Final Fantasy VII music, which pretty much killed my hype for the game, or impression, or whatever for the game. So yeah. So yeah, that's my rating for Pearl Rising. The demo is on itch. You can download it. Link in the description. And yeah, that's it for this review discussion, game discussion, preview discussion, first impression discussion. Now, if you have a game you want me to play, just let me know. I'll play it and give your game a rating. If you're okay with my, bluntness. But anyway, I'm out of here.